The night before Thanksgiving, you got to get yourself some good, high energy ACDC, right?
Yeah, especially because I'm going to eat myself into a coma tomorrow.
hmm No better way to start the Thanksgiving weekend than a little ACDC. Welcome into Less Talk, More Action. I am your host, Trevor Lukey, joined by my guest host, Brad Shoulders. Again, you can catch us at lesstalkmoreaction.live. We are a betting show and a sports fantasy show and a talk show about a lot of different things. But tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you the preview for tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day feast and fantasy football and 3 NFL games. So I hope, Brad, you've been doing your homework. I know you got a chance to see the Bears, and your son got to see the Bears in person when they took on the Vikings last weekend. What a hell of a game, huh?
Well, the Vikings tried everything in their power to give it away, but the Bears just ain't good enough to take that when they're giving it to them. So I also wanted to tell you that this episode is being brought to you by Boom Boom, the Boom Boom Stick.
Okay, can you tell me more about the Boom Boom Stick before, so we know that we keep this, just so you guys all know? Okay, all right.
It's legal. It's all legal. This was on Shark Tank. It's just to give you to clear the nostrils out and give you a little energy boost.
Okay, all
But
right.
anyway, here we
So
are.
it's legal because this is a PG.
100% legal. It was seen on Shark Tank.
Okay.
I think they took the deal. I can't remember which shark did, but one of them did.
I hope Mark Cuban didn't. Got a differing opinion on that guy lately.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we are a sports talk show about a lot of different things, but we're going to try to give you the angles into the 3 Thanksgiving Day games. So, I think we're going to start. We'll start in the morning. Let's take a look at the Bears Lions game. We're going to give you a quick angle there, and then we're going to take you inside a few of the plays. So, your first initial thought for tomorrow, especially after what you saw the Bears do with the Vikings, what are you thinking tomorrow as we begin to pull up the DraftKings sportsbook account? What's your thoughts into the first early game?
I like the Bears when it originally opened. They were at 10.5, and I like them at 10.5 because they play Detroit tough. But the
hmm
money it's down to 9.5 now, so the sharp money's all come in on the Bears. And now I just stay away from that because this could easily be a 10-point game. But the Bears do play Detroit well. I will say that they give Goff fits. They did last year a couple of times. So I don't know if it's just the way the Bears play them, but I believe the Bears can. I'm not going to say they're covering the 10. If it was 10.5, I'm on the Bears right now. I'm a no play on it.
Okay, and we're going to teach you inside sessions like this one how to make yourself feel more comfortable when you take a dog. And this is going to be the perfect example tonight of us teaching you guys, 1, responsible gaming, 2, responsible betting, and 3, how to make a underdog a more comfortable play. And to his point, 9.5 isn't exactly the number that I want it to be either. I know David Montgomery is injured, but I think Caleb Williams can keep this game close. He's got a trio of receivers in DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Roma Dunze and then you throw Cole Kmet in there. I think this Bears team actually not only can go on the road and cover this spread, I think they can keep this thing damn close, Brad. I think actually in the end, just these Thanksgiving Day games are weird. You said Detroit has had their struggles with them in the past on a day like tomorrow, and I think the Bears. I mean, I don't know. I think they could upset them. I really do.
I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it with the Bears. I mean, they seem to turn Goff over. And when Goff doesn't play clean, he's not the Lions aren't the juggernaut that they can be. And the Bears seem to turn him over. So we'll see.
Okay, so
It's
let's
pretty
do this.
much the same defense they had last year, so it hasn't changed much. So
We're both actually siding here with the Bears. So as we get into this, we're going to try to give you the play, which is going to be seen on your screen here by the DraftKings live odds here. And right now, the Bears are a 9.5 point dog. We're trending towards taking the Bears, but we're going to show you what we can do to make this a more comfortable play. So then we get to the afternoon. You've eaten your turkey, you've eaten your mashed potatoes, your broccoli casserole. By the way, what's your favorite dish?
I like scalloped corn, man. I'll eat a whole pot of scalloped corn to myself. I usually get called out on that too by everyone else.
And how often is this served at Thanksgiving? Because I've never had this before.
Oh, scalloped corn, it's every Thanksgiving, man. I like that and the cranberries. You
Okay.
know, the way my in-laws make the cranberries is real good. I'm about the only one that eats it though, but I'll eat the whole plate of that too. So
You and my father, dude. You guys are old school. All right, just give me some turkey, some mashed potatoes. I'm your traditional kind of guy. But the game we're going to see
yeah,
in the afternoon is not a traditional game, and here's why. I mean, this game is a mess. In the original preseason, these two teams were supposed to be in the hunt. This was supposed to be a competitive game. That's why the NFL put this game here, set for a 3:30 kickoff in Dallas, in the Big D. What's your? I mean, I don't know.
I think Dallas blows them out. I think Dallas can beat bad teams, which New York is a horrendous team, and they're
Mhm.
at they're on their third string quarterback. For some reason, they let DeVito move up. He was at third string. Now they've made him the starter because they released Daniel Jones. But I just think the Cowboys at home on Thanksgiving. This is a team that I think they plaster, and then all of a sudden they're talking, oh, maybe the Cowboys are back, which we know they're not. But I think they just throttle the Giants myself.
Okay, so Cowboys are 4-7, and the Giants are 2-9. Drew Lock is going to start for the Giants. So if you're on that side of the ticket on Dallas, I'm really kind of on not much of a play on this thing unless I'm going to try to show you guys again responsible gaming, how to take a dog. As you can see, I have all the dogs highlighted. I'm going to move pretty quickly through this show, this segment, because I know a lot of people don't want to stay up too late, wake up too early in the morning for Thanksgiving. So those that do watch us at Let's Talk More Action Live, we appreciate the follows. We are still looking for a sponsor. I mean, again, I did the Boom Boom. What what is it?
Boom, boom, stick.
The Boom Boom stick. We
Comes
could be
in four
looking.
flavor. It comes in four flavors:
Okay, we're looking for a sponsor. So to the Boom Boom stick, we'll take
mint,
anything.
lavender, and tropical, and
Okay.
spearmint. But go ahead.
All right. Well, so after we get done with our afternoon nap, because the Giants and Cowboys will probably just do that, put us to sleep for a little while in what should probably be a low-scoring game, we move to one game that's going to be much more exciting. You have the 5-6 Dolphins fighting for their ever-loving lives and their playoff future against the 8-3 Green Bay Packers. The Packers at home at Lambeau. The weather is expected to be pretty cold. Tua usually doesn't play very well when he's on the road in cold weather, so I think that's going to have an effect on the game. Tyreek Hill's been a shell of himself lately. Jalen Waddle showed up, thank God, for like one Sunday last weekend. I mean, his fantasy numbers have been just terrible. But again, where's your lean if you're going to try to bet this thing
Green
with
Bay.
in the
Green
night?
Bay.
Okay.
I don't like the Dolphins in the cold, and I think if you get physical with Tua, you might see him out of the game. And then we've seen what the Dolphins look like with no Tua at quarterback. So
Okay. So here's what I want to show you. I want to go inside the play then. So I'm going to take you inside. Make sure you can see this, Brad, because again, we're trying this live, so this is not recorded. So here's what we're going to do though: is we're going to try to take you inside what would be called a teaser. So to our newer guests, this would be us teaching you how to do a teaser. For those that are following along, that are experienced players, you're very familiar with a teaser, but this is one way to give yourselves better odds and to make yourself feel more comfortable about playing a dog. So I'm in the DraftKings Sportsbook app right here or online in the account. And so what I'm showing you is either way you do this. If you're taking him and I agreed, Brad, are we safe to say we're going to take the Bears at 9.5?
yeah, that's fine.
All right. And we're kind of indifferent here. But if I side with you, I'm gonna take the Giants here, but I'm gonna side with you with the Packers. So we're gonna make a change. So what we're saying is we're going to focus here. Can you see this, Brad, where I'm highlighting this?
I see you. Yep.
Okay. So we're going to click on teaser. So what's going to happen is it's going to take us into a teaser. Now, 6 points is what the teaser is going to give us. So if we go inside the teaser, we can drop it down here. Now all of a sudden the Bears are getting 15.5 points. To Brad's point, it was 10.5. He didn't like it. How do you like it at 15.5?
I didn't like it at 9.5. I loved it at 10.5. I really want to marry it at 15.5.
Okay, as do I. So what we're trying to show you is now you though have this is the interesting perspective of teasing. You don't want a 9.5 number because if you lose by 10, God, that one's going to suck when you have to get up from your thing Thanksgiving Day nap and you realize you've lost by half a point, and then you're rolling in with the Packers at 2.5. That's also a really bad number when you're teasing. You want to do this in ways that make sense. So we're going to take this thing to a plus 150, and we're going to lock in a 6.5 point teaser, and it's going to be plus 150. Now, we're going to talk about responsible gaming, and I'm going to come back on screen here for a moment. So we got that there. Okay, and I'm going to actually enlarge this so guys like Brad, who have the cheaters on, can see what we're doing. Yeah.
Blind as a bat without him. Blind as a bat.
Yeah, and I'm trying to make sure our guests can see this. Okay, so if we're here and we're in the play, plus 150. So what's happening is what we're saying is now we're going to get 16 points with the Bears. We're going to get 10 points with the Giants. Him and I are indifferent. He would have gotten 3 points if he would have gone the other way. He would have had the same as the Packers, plus 3. So you have the Packers at home, Giants on the road, plus 10, Bears here. So what we're saying is let's say a unit. Like now we try to take responsible playing and responsible betting. We don't like to call it gambling. Why? Because we don't like to gamble with our money. We want to be, ideally, we'd like to be put ourselves into a position where we're responsible with our money and what we're going to do. So we'll call it a unit. So if you're a $10 player, which a lot of my friends happen to be $10 players, just small players wanting to have fun, your $10 is going to pay you 15 in return. If you're a bigger player and you want to bet $100, it's going to pay you $150 to be able to do this. But look at these lines. Brad, I love getting points here on Thanksgiving. What do you think about this? If this is a $100 play to win 150 would return you 250 in total. How about these lines in your mind?
If I was gonna play the Bears, the only way I would do it is with the tees because I need them points up higher.
Okay.
I'm gonna defer to your Giant pick and just keep my mouth shut.
Okay. Well, and we could have gone the other way. I'm just thinking that Drew Lock might actually show up. And I'm thinking Malik Neighbors may be a little bit more involved. And so I also think Tyrone Tracy, the running back, you got Devin Singletary, who was kind of been a shout. He hadn't done anything. But all of a sudden I think they may have to try to, given the Thanksgiving Day game comes early on a Thursday, they may have to roll out some different pieces. So I'm just thinking the Giants may be able to keep this thing close. Now that they have a secure quarterback, got rid of Daniel Jones, they don't have that controversy anymore. So this is going to be the play that I'm going to go with tomorrow. So $100 for $150, and that is the play that we're going to make by teasing. Now, let's go back to this for just a moment, and let's shrink this back up. In the meantime, Brad, what other things are you thinking about as we get into this for tomorrow? What's your thoughts on anything else?
I got one little just have fun parlay here. Playing some props, but it's a prop parlay, and I was looking at it. I think it's kind of fun. Again, don't put a bunch of money, don't put a bunch of units on this. This is to have fun and to have some action in a couple of games together.
Okay.
And since we played the Giant game, we won't touch that one at all. We'll focus on the Bear game and the Green Bay game. I've got St. Brown and DJ Moore each to get 20. They got to get 20 plus receiving yards in each half, both of them. That's
Okay.
plus 410 if they're able to do that.
Wow.
You parlay that. You parlay. It's on FanDuel.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I'm looking at the receiving yards. I pulled up St. Brown. I pulled up DJ Moore. Where do you find the first? This is, again, I'm an experienced player, like very experienced. Where do you find a first half play like this? Oh, here you go. First quarter. Okay.
There's a bunch of props on St. Brown and DJ Moore combined, so you got to look down. There's alternative bets is what they are, and it's under receiving yards. And what it is again, it's St. Brown and DJ Moore each have to get 20 plus receiving yards in each half. So they got to do it in the first half. They both got to do it. They both got to do it in the second half. Okay. And if they do that, it's plus 410.
I like that number a lot, actually, like a lot.
Then I got another one in the Packer game that I like too.
Okay, give me one
second. Go ahead.
Give me 1 second. What I'm trying to do is you'd be trying to see, because I want to show people how we do this.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got it on screen. My bad. I'll slow down. Go ahead and find it.
On there. So what I'm trying to do is, okay, here we go. Here.
You see it?
Here it is. So what he's saying is here. So do you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So
now I see it.
So now I'm on Ross St. Brown to have 25 yards in each half. So where this is found is under player specials. So you have to go into player specials to do what Brad's talking about. You come to the player specials, and right here you come down, and what he's saying is you're going to click St. Brown, and then you come down here to DJ Moore, 25 yards in each half, 225. So we're going to shrink the screen up a little bit. So at stake, and you said if you put $10 on it, let me see here.
It's plus 410. And here's a little reasoning behind this.
Okay.
I mean, St. Brown should get it no problem. He's the go-to receiver with Detroit. He seems to play well against the Bears every time they play him. But DJ Moore, since the Bears have switched to a new offensive coordinator, he has seemed to become the vocal point of their passing game. He went off against the Vikings. He had a good game prior to that. I can't remember who the Bears played before the Vikings, but DJ Moore was a big part of the offense that week as well. And against Green Bay it was. But anyway, on the blocked field goal, the Bears lost at the end of the game. But anyway, DJ Moore is ramped up his reception and his yardage since the Bears have changed offensive coordinators. So that's why I like it.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to show you too. Is unfortunately, if the site he's using is probably FanDuel, I'm using DraftKings. DraftKings says, sorry, unfortunately, picks cannot be parlayed. But I like what he's talking about here because you're getting plus 225 on DJ Moore, so 20 is going to pay $65 if you want St. Brown. 20 is going to pay 45 in return because it's a plus 125.
So play them straight up. If it won't let you parlay it, put a little on both.
Okay, so we're going to play that straight
and
up.
And then the other play I had was in the Green Bay game. Okay. They've got Josh Jacobs to have 100-plus yards receiving and rushing combined was plus 120. I mean, I don't see how he can't. I think he's going to rush for 100 yards just by himself, and you get to include his receiving yards in there too. It was plus 120. So again, if they won't let you parlay it, play that one straight up too because it's a plus number, and they've been pounding the rock with Josh Jacobs. And if it's cold, they're going to want to establish. It's going to be cold. They're going to want to establish the running game. And Miami, I brought the North Star with me back here, if you could see it. See the North Star here? I think Miami's going to go blinded looking into the North Star up in Green Bay. I just brought it with me as a prop.
Okay, good. Okay, the North Star. All right, I like it a lot.
Since they're so far north, that's. I mean, they might as well be in Canada if they're coming from Miami to be in Green Bay.
And I could see it. Okay, do you know where you found this? Is passing props, is receiving props, rushing props, player specials? It's not in there.
Okay, but again, I was on. Here's where I've got to get on the same page with you. It's on FanDuel. They might not even be offering it on DraftKings.
The thing is you're on FanDuel, which is telling you that you know. Maybe there's an opportunity to do a little shopping, if you know what I mean.
Oh, that's 100%. So see if you can find it on DraftKings.
Yeah. So we're also teaching you guys. Maybe you got to go do a little shopping because I'm not going to take all the time here to try to figure this out. But to his point, so give that play one more time so I have it.
It's Josh Jacobs, 100-plus yards receiving and rushing combined.
Okay. All right. Well, so we'll run that. So.
And see, you could do it on Trevor's point. This is called what he was doing when he's talking about shopping it. It's called prop arbitrage, man. You're trying to find two numbers of the same prop, which would be Josh Jacobs, 100-plus yards receiving and rushing. And if you could find it with two different numbers, you try to play. You play obviously the better number, but maybe you could find it where you can play it and hit the middle. But that's a whole nother episode.
Okay. I'm just writing this down so we can be held accountable. Here's the other thing so Romeo Doubs has been ruled out. So that makes, maybe the run game a little bit more important and probably Jacobs' utilization, all that much more significant when it comes to something like this. So my thought is they'll probably be using him quite a bit. So I'm going to stay inside that game because with Doubs out, let's just stick there for a minute, and I'm going to go to this is going to be simple. So I'm going to go to receiving props, and I am going to get on if I go to the receiving props, I'm going to go to Jaden Reed here. And I think Jaden Reed at 60-plus yards for 130 gives you a good chance here. Again, if we're doing units, so some people's units are $10, it returns you 13 profit. If you're doing 20, it's 26. You guys do the math. If you're $100 better, it's returning you, $230, but $130 in profit. So everything needs to be done within your budget, your units. They could be $10, $20. I have guys that do $5 stuff. So anyways, I think a Jaden Reed over, you could go 50 yards. That could change some things, So if you're $100 better, now all of a sudden you're laying a little bit of juice. So, $100 only win you, 180. So it's only returning you a profit of $80. But still, listen, I mean, it's $10. It's 10 yards less. So, this definitely could be profitable. I just like a little bit of plus money for the 60 there at plus 130. So that's one of the plays that I had. And then the last one, I'm going to go back for me. There was one other one, and then we're going to build a same game touchdown parlay for you, and that's going to be the end of our night because we do have some cooking to do tomorrow, cleaning, eating, sleeping, all of that stuff. I'm going to bring you back into one more play on the Lions. If Montgomery is at all hurt, I definitely want this play, and I want it maybe for 2 units. I think Gibbs is going to have to be way, way more involved.
For sure. He's such a home run hitter, too, man.
Right. And so I'm actually thinking down the lines of possibly going on, if you go to his receiving yards, you only have to get 25 receiving yards to get a plus 120 here on this play. So I think
I like that.
I mean, I think with Montgomery or without him, I still think he gets 25. Don't you think? I mean, don't you think he can get there with that? Right. And so if you're, again, if you're for 10, if you're 10, let's just call it $10, you're going to make 13 off it for 23 total. But, that's our thinking with that. So, okay. I'm going to come back on screen. We're going to get ready to wrap the show up. We appreciate everybody joining us. We're going to actually build out one touchdown parlay for Thanksgiving. So I come back on screen here for a minute. So Brad, here's my thought: this is a situation where it's about responsibility again, responsible gaming, because same game parlays aren't traditionally supposed to hit. That's why the odds are so large. So we're going to build out one for 5 players. We're going to take 5 different guys to score touchdowns. The Bears game is probably the one I'm going to target the most. We'll combine our plays. But the Lions and Bears over-under sits at 47.5. Packers Dolphins is at 47.5, but it's going to be cold. I'll probably stay away from the Giants and Cowboys game unless we're going to probably take CeeDee Lamb. Or maybe Malik Neighbors. But let's show you how to do this. So if you come in here, let's start with the Bears and the Lions. If we come into the game, what it's going to show you is you can go to TD scores. So you hit the TD score button, and it's going to now pull up your TD score. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out a parlay. So we want to do anytime touchdown scores here in this column, in the middle column. So I'll let you start, Brad. What are you thinking from a perspective of who's going to get in the end zone here in the first game in the morning and get our Thanksgiving kicked off on the right foot? Cole Kmet is down here at 320. I mean, you're taking here's the thing. You can't always take the favorites. Like the other night, you just can't take the Amon-Ra St. You got to come up with something a little bit different. So Cole Kmet, I like as a big different. Okay, you're on the come line. So I'm gonna go with the same theory and take Sam Laporta because I think he's got to get in the end zone. I just think he's going to be targeted more. Again, this is me based on David Montgomery probably either being limited and not being able to play as much. And so that's where I'm going to stick my money in the morning. No, I have one other play to make on this. Again, this to me, before you took Cole Kmet, I'm going to go outside the box. Roma Dunze has had a good connection with Caleb Williams. So what we're going to show you here is if we go in here, I'm trying to see if we can, I don't know why we can't, now all of a sudden it's telling me we can't parlay the 3 together. I don't know why. They will. I mean, it should. It's the same game parlay. I maybe have to log into my account. I'm just trying to do it without doing that. I might have to do that, but what we'll do is we'll just give you this log in. So that's probably me having to log in. So here's what we're saying is I don't even think we need to go any further than this. I think this is what we're going to stick with. Here's what we're going to do. You can just plug it in. Da, 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 da. Well, and you'll be doing a lot of drinking. So, okay. So, what we want to teach in this moment, can you do me a favor? Because I'm trying to do like four things. Can you pull this up, maybe like in your FanDuel account? Do you possibly able to do that at all? Because I know you might be in front of a computer and just see what the odds are on this. Because I'm actually working on something else on the side here. Because I'm so again, this show is live. We don't sit here and pre-record it, so you guys are getting to see it the way it actually should be done. I can't. I used to work in television. I can't stand pre-recorded interviews yeah, like we've seen over the last 6 months. I want everything to be live. Everything should be live. Mistakes are made, unfortunately. So this is one of our first shows, so we're just trying to make sure that everything's there. So if you get odds on this, let me know. But we have Laporta, Komet, and a Dunze. Um, well, you look it up. That's fine. So what we want to say, what I was going to get into say about this before we tell you this does not need, you're going to see that this does not need to have a lot of money behind it. This could have $5 or $10. And here's the thing I will encourage you to do is play these things with friends, especially on a Thanksgiving day. You got all this family around. You got your DraftKings account, your FanDuel account. Get $5 from each person in the room. Four people and place a $20 bet. And everybody's got $5 of skin in the game. And then go sit in the morning and watch the thing. I don't want to get myself in trouble with my wife when I say that she's gonna cook most of the meal. I do clean up, just so you guys know. I do all the cleaning though, so it's a fair trade. She does the cooking, doesn't want me in the kitchen, and then I do the cleaning and don't want her in the kitchen when that's going on. So I mean, yeah. So you're talking $10 to pay 610. Okay, and I don't even you don't need the calculator for this. So that's $1,220 if 1,220 bucks on a $20 bet if you and your four friends are sitting here doing that. That's all you need to do. That's all that needs to happen is you get a couple people in the room and you say, who's going to give me $5? You plug it in your account for 20 bucks and it's going to pay you 1,200 and then you split it four ways. And so, I mean, there's no better way to do it than that. So it would, it's going to pay each person back 300 bucks about for $5. So I think this and here's the thing: is this is entertainment. This is same game touchdown parlays are just entertainment. That's all they are. These are not meant to be taken in any other way. So these are the fun ones. So we keep them cheap, we keep them light, we have fun. But you cannot sit here and take all the same top guys because one, it doesn't pay anything, and two, Brad, we know they're not all getting in the end zone. So, any final thoughts before we close up shop? Totally agree. Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people sleeping through that Giant game. And then if you hit this same game parlay, let me tell you, go have some fun on the Dolphins and Packers game. Uh, you get on Jaden Reed and Devon A. Chain for that game, and the boom, the boom boom stick. All right, Brad. Appreciate the time. You have a great Thanksgiving. To all, God bless. Have a great Thanksgiving. And again, play responsibly, play within your budget, and enjoy your Thanksgiving day. And we will see you back on Saturday for our plays for Sunday. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later. See ya.